Howdy folks, Laxo here, and today we will be getting into the Awakened Summons again. Let's see here, we actually have quite a few characters, not just 5. I think we've only done about 8, maybe 10 or so characters, maybe 12. So we have quite a few left, but I did say last video that we would be getting to Unohana today, so I will be keeping my word. We will be checking out Unohana today. So if you guys are not familiar with this, what we will be doing is first we will go over her attributes, you know, everything. She gets her 2 and 6 star bonuses from the Awakened runes. We'll be going over her kit. We'll be going over just a bunch of her Warsouls that she's good with. Maybe going, oh, we actually have hones right here we could check out as well. So we will be doing that, I guess, too. And then we'll be maybe, you know, testing her in some team battles, and we'll give you my thoughts on her. But with that being said, let's check out her 2 rune bonuses. Alright, rage attacks heal targets for an additional amount equal to 8% of Unohana's max HP. That is Unohana's max HP, not the characters. So that is a big incentive to get Unohana's HP as high as possible. 6 rune bonus. Legendary character Awakened Rune. Rage attacks cause allies to recover 150 rage. That is the big one that everybody wants to be getting ASAP. That is the reason why everybody prioritizes her first to 6 runes. So the main goal is to get her to 5-star ASAP as soon as you get her. Work on these 6 runes as soon as you get her. And of course, it goes without saying, get her weapon ASAP. The thing about her weapon is you should be able to get it pretty much as soon as you get her as a character, probably a couple weeks into playing the game. By that time, you should be able to have either an SSR weapon choice pack or SSR weapon shards, something that you can get her weapon with. But with that, let's go ahead and check out her skills here. Master skill deals damage to a single enemy and heals Unohana and the ally with the lowest HP by 6% of their respective life totals. This one is different from her rage. This is their life totals. Rage skill regenerates HP to the allies plus an additional equal to 7% of each healing target's total life. Regenerates 100 rage to all allies. 100 rage to all allies, and increases the rage recovery rate of all allies by 20% for 2 rounds. This is the big one right there. Regenerates 100 rage with the 150 rage. But something that I think people might overlook is the rage recovery rate. This is very, very important, and this will come in handy when we talk about teams. So with that, let's go ahead and check out her passive. When Retsu Unohana dies, she grants compassion to the back row. When she's alive, male enemies gain rage 20% slower. So we do get benefits for having her both alive and dead. Let's go ahead and check out what compassion does. Increase damage reduction rate and damage rate for 2 rounds. Damage rate is increased by 54. Damage reduction rate is increased by 54%. Both of those are obviously really sought after stats. But don't overlook the fact that when she's alive, male enemies, of course, recover rage 20% slower. And on top of that, when she's alive, you can get this rage skill off and really heal your team's rage. So with that, you know what? Let's go ahead and roll some hones. I'm feeling pretty confident here. I just realized that I had a lot of... Yeah, it doesn't help that much. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I think damage reduction rate is pretty good. Crit resist chance is pretty good. I have some pretty good rolls so far, so... Let's just see. Oh, another crit resist chance. Look at that. Huge. I guess damage reduction rate? Attack is Garbo. Block pierce chance. Garbo. Effect reduction. That is pretty good too, actually. I'm really tempted to keep that. Let's take a look here at her What is her effect reduction? Effect reduction 28%. Ooh, that is really, really bad. Alright. I'm going to make an executive decision and say reroll it. Effect accuracy. It's red. It's an attack rune. I really want to keep it, but no, we're going to roll it. I know it's going to get mad at me for rerolling a red, but we're going to do it. And that's that. Alright, so it was a better decision to keep them, but nonetheless, we did manage to get crit resist chance, and if we put a Warsoul on her that increases crit resist chance, we can get this up really, really high. Let's see, probably an extra 20%. Crit resist chance, we can get up to about 85% or so, 80 some percent. Huge. With that, let's go ahead and talk Warsouls, volatile Warsouls. So, as you saw, I was running armor on her. You can run a bunch of different things on her. As far as tankiness goes, I think the one thing that people should be running on her is HP. And HP is Vigilance. Why? You get the HP, which is 12%, and reduces the damage received by 22.5%. Again, you could run other things. Warsoul of the Rose, probably not terrible. You can run Donut Warsoul, that's probably not too bad. What else? Oh, Sun Hat Warsoul, pretty good. Increase that crit resist chance, as you can see, 18% there. Matter of fact, let's just toss this on her now. That would be up to 80-ish, right? Crit resist chance. Oh, that's right. This does not get calculated into this. So, just note, this does not get calculated into this. So, this is about 80%. Next is, the other Warsoul that is probably best in, well, maybe not best in slot, but definitely one of my favorite Warsouls to put on characters like this is the Windchime Warsoul. Crit resist chance by 15% and healing received. 18.75 and healing received by 18.75. Both of those are huge. Both of those are pretty important. I guess you could go with something like Volleyball Warsoul, which would be pretty good on her because she would get that. After she uses her rage, she increases the rage of your entire team, and then the team will rage because they just got the rage back, if you guys see where I'm going with that. Both are pretty good. Of course, you could use Map Warsoul or anything like that as well. But, typically you want to go with anything that gives her HP, because that will naturally increase her HP. Her healing. And then, of course, crit resist chance is good, block chance is good, damage reduction rate's good. One Warsoul you do not want to put on her, which is, you guys will probably think, yeah, you want to use that on her. No, don't use this on any characters. This is the worst yellow Warsoul, in my opinion, in the game. Warsoul of the Saint. You do not want this Warsoul on any of your characters. There are always better options with Warsoul of the Saint. So, keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and take a look here at Warsoul character Warsouls. This is just the Warsoul everybody uses. It comes natural when she dies, because she is, let's be honest, she is a pretty easy character to die. When the character dies, decrease the attack of the enemy back row by 30%. So you get the damage reduction rate increase, the damage rate, and then you get the decreases the attack of the enemy back row by 37%. So when she dies, this is the old school Unohana. They called it Unocide because, she'd pretty much just die immediately, and then you get all her bonuses, and then pretty much for 2 rounds, or I guess 1 round, and then 2 rounds, you get the Compassion. Your team is pretty much unkillable, and the enemy team is pretty much just dead to rights. While that does sound good, fine and dandy, I will counter with saying keeping her alive is pretty good. Do I have to remind you guys why it's pretty good keeping her alive? Yeah, I mean, there are benefits to it, and of course drawbacks. So do as you may. I think she's pretty good at keeping her alive on both my free-to-play and my main account. I prioritize her alive. But yeah, with that, Warsoul Smolder is usually the one everybody goes to. You can use pretty much any other Warsoul that gives you any kind of benefits. Actually, that's not it. Any kind of defensive benefits. You can go ahead and toss that on there. You could toss on a healing Warsoul, anything like that. One Warsoul you do not want to put on her, avoid at all costs, is Warsoul of Chaos. Why? This Warsoul actually, as it says, drains the attack and defense of your entire team. So do not run Chaos on her. Other than that, yeah, any other damage or supportive Warsoul will pretty much do as usual. Alright, let's go ahead and toss this Warsoul back on her. And we'll go ahead and toss... we'll go ahead and run this Warsoul on her for now. And take a look at her stats now. So, let's see her. Let's see here. Her bonds, you can usually get her to 7-star pretty quickly. So, if you can, get her to 7-star. Get her weapon to gold or purple if you can, because that does increase her healing. Next, you want to get her chest piece or her clothes to blue. You can also get her bodybuilding tome to blue as well. Do not go past that because it will increase her attack and she's not an attacker. Definitely want to prioritize Light of the Cosmos. Get that to 10%, and by the time you get this to gold, her 7-star, you can either go purple gold or purple blue blue purple, any kind of those combinations, and you'll be able to get the focus to 1.2% as well. Alright, next, let's go ahead and tell you what we could do next is, I'll just talk about where she's good at, and then we'll talk about teams. So, the one place that everybody uses her is Squadboss. You definitely want to use her in Squadboss. She is phenomenal. Of course, if you have Ninny, if you were not, probably like, I don't know, she probably came out in like server 870s or so was the last people that saw her. Maybe like 890s or so were probably the last people that ever saw Ninny Noel. Put Ninny in Squadboss, get the rage, and then you want to put Unohana in here, get the rage recovery rate going, and then from there you can endlessly loop with Yoruichi raging. With that, she is pretty much a staple for all squad bosses. I know some people don't have to run her. They can maybe put in other characters that give rage, but typically she is the one character you definitely want in Squadboss, along with Yoruichi. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about some teams, and there are quite a few viable teams that we can run her in. As you can see, I run her in my team. What I do here is I put her in the rage slot row, or the rage slot. She rages, gives rage to the entire, or gives rage to my team. Then I have Ichigo with the, what Warsoul is that? The Azure Warsoul. Then he can rage, so I go rage, then rage, then rage, then Ichigo rages. And then my entire back row can then rage and not require Gin to give them rage. So with that, I have the entire team go, and I can pretty much just one-shot the entire team. I guess we can insert clip here. As you can see, Unohana goes. Then, okay, so I actually had to swap out one character here just to not kill their entire team. And we'll see why I wanted to keep every member on his team alive here in a sec. I also swapped around these two, Sogyo, just so we wouldn't get the extra damage off from Rukia. And this is the reason why I like to put, her in the rage slot. We're going to see this here. And how much damage was that? 200 million damage. That is right. 200 million damage. I'll probably show that clip in another future video, but I just wanted to flex right there. Well, with that, let's go ahead and talk viable actual teams that we can run her on. So, honestly, she just works really well on any team that you can get some rage regen going on. One team I like to throw out here is, let's see, we put Geen in there, get Geen going. Another character that can increase rage gen is Ichigo. We could toss Ichigo in there. Another character, we don't want to have too many birds here, but let's see. Right there. He gets some pretty good rage going as well. Ashisoga Jizo. We can also get a little bit of rage regen from Ishin. Let's see, but we don't want too many birds. Let's see here. Now we need a possible tiger. For a tiger, I mean, we could just toss in, another character that regens rage. And as we could see here, this team right here is going to be pretty disgusting to beat. The reason why is this is how it's going to work. And again, we could swap out Aizen for any character. Any character will do. Any big damage character, or we don't even need a big damage character. We could just toss in an extra supportive character, like right there. Like that'll work, So what we're looking at here is we are looking. Actually, Utamasa also has a little bit of rage regen as well. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be getting increase rage from Unohana. Rage regen for the entire team. Again, ignore the back row. Back row means nothing right now. This is for regular 6v6. Then we have, once again, increase rage with Ichigo. So Ichigo's going to give us rage. Then we're going to have Neni here. Whenever any character in the back row crits, they're going to be getting rage back from Neni. And then we're going to be poisoning the entire enemy team right here with Ashisoga Jizo. And when an enemy dies, then Ashisoga Jizo is going to get rage from that. He's going to get bonus rage from the rage recovery rate. And then, you know what? If we want him to be the biggest damage dealer on our team, we could toss in a character like this. Give us a little bit extra damage reduction, a little bit extra damage in general. And then, of course, Geen as well. We always put him at the end. Actually, we could probably just go like this. That'll work pretty well. And then, so the way it's going to work is we're going to have Ashisoga Jizo poison the enemy team. If any of them die, of course, he gets rage back. And then we can have Geen feed rage to Ashisoga Jizo. And then he's going to get even more rage. If he isn't already close, then he might rage again. And of course, this is all getting bonus rage from the rage recovery rate from Unohana. And then, of course, we have bonus rage here, and we have even more rage here. And, of course, we could take a look at this right here. Recover 150 rage after using a rage attack. So, as you can see, this team right here, again, this is a slot right here. Actually, I guess both these slots right here, you could really just put in any character, and it will work well. There are other characters that you can slide in to the slot that also give you rage. For example, Shinji. Shinji does give you a little bit of rage. You can have a little bit of rage control here. There are several characters you could toss in to help you out with rage. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at. And this team will be a force to be reckoned with for sure. However, one big problem I see is not very much damage reduction. That is why I was thinking of something possibly you could toss. Zangetsu even gives you a little bit of rage as well. Wow. You could toss Zangetsu in there for an extra life. You could toss Nemu in there for extra life. You could toss Sodeno in there if you want to try and run Sodeno Soul Hall. Any of these healers will do. Yeah. Any of these characters will do, or you could just run big boy damage deeps and call it with that. But with that, guys, I would like to show you one battle. It's getting to the 20-minute mark here, so I'm going to not show you guys a battle. I think I pretty much covered everything we needed to cover in this video. Questions, comments, concerns, hit me up in the comments section as usual. Maybe I could do a just battle video of just Unohana. But yeah, she's important of all aspects of the game. 1v, I guess not 1v1, but Squadboss, 6v6, Arena, everything. She's phenomenal everywhere. Definitely want to invest in her. With that, guys, grab this one up. Once again, feel free to join my Discord. Link will be in the description. And, just a heads up, I will be out of town for about a week. So, I probably might not be on for a week. Maybe while I'm out of town, I'll bring my laptop with me and I can get something going for you guys. But, that might be it for this one. And, yeah, I'll catch y'all next week. Peace. Peace.